الأجيال، من هون من عنا انكتب تاريخ الأبطال. نحن الثورة والغضب، نحن أمل الأجيال، من هون من عنا انكتب تاريخ الأبطال. فجر اللي طالع نحن والسيف القاطع نحن، فجر اللي طالع نحن والسيف القاطع نحن، قلوب الناس انطرحنا نحن فرح الأطفال.
الثورة والغضب نحن أمل الأجيال، من هون من عنا انكتب تاريخ الأبطال.
الأيام الصعبة يا هالناس المنسيين كنا طول
Palestine. Occupation no more. Occupation no more. Israel is a terrorist state. Israel is a terrorist state. Palestine. 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 No peace on stolen land.
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 Palestine is our demand.
Palestine is our demand.
No peace on stolen land.
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 Free, free Palestine.
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 Free, 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 And free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Israeli ambassador. Zionist ambassador. Terrorist ambassador. Terrorist embassy. Israeli embassy. When? 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 I said when?
Every time the media lies,
A neighborhood in Gaza died. Say it louder, say it more.
say it louder, say it more.
Not a conflict, not a war.
Not a conflict, not a war.
Say it louder, say it clear.
Say it louder, say it clear.
No silence, no fear.
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 No silence, no fear. We will not stop, we will not rest.
Boycott, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest. Boycott, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest. There's a lot to learn from the city girls.
Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state! Surrender to the sea!
Neil Martin, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
Neil Martin, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
occupation! Down, down with the occupation! Up, up with liberation! Up, up with liberation! Down, down with the occupation! Down, down with the occupation! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! From the river! Ceasefire now! 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 Will be free! What do we want? Sanctions! When do we want them? What do we want? Sanctions! When do we want them?
My name is Rebecca. I'm the Vice Chair of the Dublin branch of IPSC and I'm a founding member of Irish Psychologists for Palestine. In thinking about what to say today, I was reflecting on my role as a child psychologist and thinking about a line that has stayed with me throughout my career. It's a line from James Baldwin, and he said, "The children are always ours, every single one of them, all over the globe." And when I think of the children in Palestine and what they're living through, they're yours and ours children, yours and mine. And what has been allowed to happen to them, what has been happening to them over the last 10 months and 75 years is egregious, and it's a stain on our collective humanity. I'm not going to say too much more because I'm just here to be an MC today, but I'm also thinking of another James Baldwin quote, which is that I cannot believe what you say because I see what you do, and we're watching the lack of action, and we are watching the emboldening and enabling of the Israeli genocide on Palestinians from all over the world, and we are done watching this, and we are calling for action from all of us. And with that in mind, I'm going to remind you of a couple of upcoming events that we need all of your support for, every single one of us. On the 7th of September, next week, Keir Starmer of the British Labour Party is coming to Ireland. And we are going to let him know how the Irish people feel about the British enabling and emboldening of this genocide. More details to follow. Follow the Irish Palestine Solidarity Campaign for more details on this action. Upcoming to the following day, we are all going to Shannon Airport. No more use of Irish airports or Irish airspace for genocide. We're done. On the 5th of October, we're going to be organising another national demonstration coming up on a year of this genocide. Please all show up for that as well. Additionally, on the 7th of October, we are calling for people in groups to organise local actions in their community, for workers and trade unions to organise workplace actions for Palestine to mark 1 year of genocide. And the last thing I want to mention is a shout out to Irish Sport for Palestine, who organised the great ride of return from Hope and Dunleary this morning to join us for the march. Thank you. The first speaker that I'd like to welcome to the stage is our Zoe Lawler, who's the IPSC chairperson. She's a Limerick native and she's been campaigning for Palestinian rights for the last 2 decades. Zoe has been a tireless, eloquent and principled voice for Palestine. I'd like you to all welcome Zoe. Thank you.
So we are here today to share our rejection of apartheid Israel's genocide in Gaza, its crimes all over Palestine and in its torture dungeons. And as always, we come here in total and unbreakable solidarity with the Palestinian people. We are here for the 4-day-old baby twins Asser and Aysel Arafa, for their mum Jumana, all murdered children with their bows and their backpacks and their football shirts, lying broken and bleeding on coloured blankets and hospital floors. We are here for the 550 classrooms of children gone, for the people collecting their loves in plastic bags by weight, hoping they have the right remains. We are here for all the people whose names we don't know but their loved ones do. For every person, and there are thousands of them, incarcerated, abused, tortured and harmed in Israel's dungeons and death camps. For the thousands of people maimed and hurt, both violently, physically and emotionally. For the Palestinians in the West Bank, watching and grieving their loved ones in Gaza being genocided, and also themselves under extreme attack by Israeli occupation forces and rampaging settlers, their homes demolished, their land destroyed, more than 660 of them murdered, over 140 children murdered, and thousands incarcerated since last October. We are here for every displaced person, for everyone who has no shampoo, no clean water, no clean clothes, no privacy, no safety. For every Palestinian who has had their entire life turned upside down for 1 year of hell. For every child who misses their parents and friends and neighbours and teachers and pets and homes. For all the Palestinian heroes who hold each other together, who hold on to their dignity and resilience, and who show endless love in the face of this relentless violence. We are here for all of them, for all the souls of our souls. We grieve for you, we mourn with you, and we stand with you always. More than 40,000 Palestinians is the official death toll, and we know the figures must be much, much higher. Israel has murdered 17,000 children. Over 20,000 children are lost, disappeared, detained, buried under the rubble or in mass graves. 34,000 children have been wounded. 19,000 children have been orphaned. 800,000 children are in need of psychological support. 620,000 children have been denied their right to education, while creches, schools, universities, hospitals and schools have been obliterated. Children are among the most at risk from disease, famine and thirst. 7% of Gaza's children are now murdered, lost or wounded. It is horrifically clear that Israel deliberately and systematically targets Palestinian children. It is trying to erase the Palestinian future. Doctors and medics tortured to death, prisoners raped, abused, tortured, children shot in the head and chest by quadcopter drones and snipers, refugees bombed and burned alive in tents, refugee camps in the West Bank bombed, no work, no school for almost a year, endless forced displacement, forced starvation, disease spreading, polio back in Gaza after being eradicated for 25 years, medicine and healthcare denied and decimated. Journalists, healthcare workers, UN workers, aid workers, educators, students, all murdered in record numbers. Cultural genocide for so much of Palestine's heritage. And Israel is going to do what it is doing in Gaza to the whole of Palestine if it is not stopped. There are horrendous attacks now on Jenin, Nablus, Tulkarem, Tubas. They want to turn Gaza and the West Bank into uninhabitable wastelands, but they will not succeed, and Palestine will be rebuilt. These unspeakable crimes are a stain on humanity. It is an utter shame on the international community, including Ireland, that for 11 months there has been daily evidence, testimony, video of Israel's atrocities against the Palestinian people, and it has been funded, armed and enabled by complicit governments, institutions and media. And for all the most damning indictment of the racist structures that we are governed by, and that is what we are fighting against for Palestine and for all of us. We stand fully against Netanyahu and all the war criminals in the Israeli government and military. Against the genocide enablers and accomplices in the US administration, from Biden to Blinken to Harris. Against the genocide apologists in the EU, from von der Leyen to Schultz. We wait for the day when they are all on trial in the dock for war crimes and crimes against humanity. And through all these atrocities, what has our government done to stop this genocide? Absolutely nothing. We have had enough of them doing nothing to hold Israel accountable. Enough of Simon Harris trying to placate us with words and not backing them off. Enough of our government hiding behind gestures. And we have had enough of them actively blocking every means of justice. We demand action. Shamefully, we have an arms trade with Israel. Our government has bought drones from Israeli weapons manufacturers, Elbit Systems and Aeronautics Defence Industries. This week, Michal Martin said that Israeli arms companies can no longer bid for drone contracts with the Irish Army. And Simon Harris has asked the Attorney General to review our trade agreements with Israel. But we don't need reviews. It is clear the occupation, the settlements, the genocide are illegal. International law says it, the ICJ says it, Palestinians say it, and we can see it. We need sanctions. But make no mistake, they were pushed into this by public pressure, by our street mobilizations and demands, and that comes from you. They are feeling the heat. So keep it up. There's an election coming. Let them know how important Palestine is to us. From investigations by the ditch, we know that tons of Israeli weapons are going through Irish airspace. These flights must have clearance from the state to pass through Irish sovereign airspace. And the Irish government has said they got no such applications. So if these flights pass through our airspace without permission, this is a criminal offence. If they had permission, then our government is giving material support to a genocide. We demand to know which it is. There must be immediate answers and there must be consequences. The ICJ and the Genocide Convention are clear. States have obligations to prevent genocide. And we are clear in our hundreds and thousands all over the country for almost a year. We have told our government, we want action now. We want them to enact the Occupied Territories Bill. Enact the Illegal Israeli Settlements Divestment Bill. Enact the Arms Embargo Bill. Expel the Israeli ambassador. End all trade with apartheid Israel. Acknowledge that Israel is committing the crime of apartheid and punish it.
The next speaker that I'd like to welcome to the stage is Samaya Migdad. Samaya is a Palestinian-Irish citizen and a genocide survivor who came to Ireland a couple of months ago while close family remained trapped there. both a student and an educator. She's currently pursuing a master's degree, and it's my absolute honour and privilege to have her speak to us today. So please welcome her warmly. Thank you.
I was born in Ireland, but a few months later my family returned back to Gaza. So I lived my entire life in Gaza, growing up, studying and working there. 4 months ago, some of my family and I were able to evacuate here to Ireland. So some people call us survivors, but we don't feel like we survived. Our lives have only become harder, being separated from our loved ones and our homeland. It's especially painful to know that my childhood friend is living in dire conditions in northern Gaza. We live with the overwhelming guilt of having lived while others in Gaza could not. The guilt of being able to continue our lives while others lost everything weighs heavily on us. It's hard to see people around us going about their lives as if nothing happening in my beloved home. I find myself, hating my life, and I truly hate that I am alive. So we did not survive. We might smile, but inside we are disappointed and broken. We might seem like we are living our lives, but nothing feels meaningful. Nothing feels meaningful. We may have fleeting moments of happiness, but they are quickly overshadowed by bad news and the return of our guilt. Despite all of this, we cannot afford to live with these feelings because there is no time to waste. We must remain strong for Gaza, for the West Bank, for Jenin, for Tubas, for Palestine. We have to be strong. For all those who have been murdered, for Ula, my best friend who I lost in the first weeks in the genocide, for Dr. Rifat al-Argir, who taught me just one course but left a lasting impression, for all my professors, teachers and colleagues at the IT department at the Islamic University of Gaza, whom I have no news of, for all my students, whom I fear have been killed, injured, who lost their futures, families and friends. For all our scholars, teachers, journalists, medics, leaders, friends and families who are suffering, who were murdered and who are still suffering at the hands of apartheid Israelis, genocidal forces. And most importantly, for our parents, my mother and my father, who would give their lives to see us succeed and happy. For my father, who I miss deeply and who has always supported us in ways I only understand now, as I take on the responsibilities he would have shouldered if he were here. For all of you here, if your father is alive, if your mother is alive, take care of them. You don't know what might happen. We must be strong. We must be strong for all Palestinian hostages in Sidi Timan, in Al-Naqab, in Afar and elsewhere, who are enduring unimaginable, inhuman, and injustice circumstances, and nobody is talking about. We have to be strong to continue the path they wanted us to follow, to achieve what they dreamed of achieving. We have to be strong for our people who are still being killed and burned every day. While the world watches and does nothing, we have to be strong to speak on their behalf, to share their stories, and to never let the world normalize the genocide happening in Gaza. We must remind the world that if now is not the time to act, then when? Everything around us teaches the so-called survivors and everyone here to harness all our strength and determination to continue their mission, Palestinian mission, because if they must die, we must live to tell their stories until Palestine is free, totally free, from the river to the sea.
The next guest that I'd like to welcome to the stage is Frances Black. Frances is a renowned Irish singer and an independent senator who originally introduced the Occupied Territories Bill. She's been a tireless worker for Palestinian rights both inside the Oireachtas and outside. Welcome to the stage, Frances.
Thank you. I am going to sing a song today. I'm not sure if we're going to have a backing track. I couldn't get any musicians, but I'll try something in a few minutes. But before I do, I just want to say that we all know, we heard in the news yesterday that Simon Harris is going to ask the Attorney General for new legal advice about the Occupied Territories Bill. Well, I just want to say to you right now that that bill was the right thing to do when I tabled it in 2018, and it's the right thing to do now. There should be no stopping this government from passing the Occupied Territories Bill. So I want to ask every single one of you, I'm going to sing now, but I just want to ask every single one of you that when TDs come knocking to your door, tell them that even the highest court in the world, the ICJ, has now effectively said that all countries, including Ireland, are obliged not to trade with illegal settlements. And in fact, it would be illegal for Ireland to pass the Occupied Territories Bill. So let's send a message to Simon Harris today, and I want to hear you all chant, pass the Occupied Territories Bill, pass the Occupied Territories Bill, pass the Occupied Territories Bill, pass the Occupied Territories Bill. Simon, I hope you can hear the people of Ireland chanting today, asking you to pass the Occupied Territories Bill. Okay, I'm not sure if I have a backing track. I do. This is my daughter Evie, she's going to sing with me. Okay, here goes. This is a song that I was in Gaza in 2018, and when I met the people in Gaza, I was over there to talk about the Occupied Territories Bill. I was also in the West Bank, and I have to say the people, the spirit of the people there will stay with me till the rest of my days and will stay in my heart to the rest of my days. And this is a song about the people of Gaza. A blinding flash of white light lit up the sky over Gaza tonight. People running for cover, not knowing whether they're dead or alive. They came with their tanks and their planes, with ravaging fiery flames, and nothing remains, just a voice rising up through that smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirits will never die. We will not go down in Gaza tonight. Women and children alike, murdered and massacred night after night, while the so-called leaders of countries afar debating on who's wrong or right. But their powerless words are in vain, while the bombs fall down like acid rain. And through the tears and the blood and the pain, you can still hear the voice through that smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirits will never die. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirits will never die. We will not go down. We will not go down. We will not go down in Gaza tonight.
And as we all remember, he was trapped in Gaza for 7 months before finally being allowed to reunite with his family here in Ireland. Due to our support rather than the support of the government, following a public campaign, we are honoured and privileged to welcome Zach, a survivor of this genocide and assault, to speak to us today. Welcome, Zach, and thank you.
When I was asked to talk to you, I thought the words, any language has dried in our brain, in our hearts. But our blood is running like rivers in Gaza. And the world is still watching. At the beginning of the war, I said in an interview, when asked about the war and the genocide, I said, how many people has to die before the world moves to stop this? And the number was less than 10,000 in the first few weeks of this genocide. And now it's 11 months, and the world governments and the world system is still watching and allowing 20,000 kids to be killed live. This is a live genocide, the first time in history that the world is watching a live genocide. What kind of a crime? What kind of humanity we are living in? I just want to say a few points, and I don't want to take long time. I just want to tell you, when I contact all my family, my cousins, my friends in Gaza, everybody say the same things. When I tell them, how are you doing? They say, we are tired. Everybody say the same words, we are tired. I contacted a friend today, and I said, how are you, how's life, how's your kids? And he said, when they asked us to evacuate from Khan Yunis, I didn't evacuate, I stayed there, but thank God I am still safe. I know why he didn't move, and he knew that death is coming. Because he is tired, he is not able to take his kids and move. That's the situation now in Gaza. It's a hot summer in Gaza, and people need to wash daily because humidity is high in Gaza, and they don't have enough water. And a lot of kids, they don't have even polio. They have skin problems now in Gaza. It's eating their body. Maybe some of you, and most of you maybe didn't hear about 4 people were killed 2 days ago. They are working with an American NGOs, and the world didn't hear about them. You know, at the beginning, I didn't imagine how cruel, when I said how many people has to die for the world to wake up. I couldn't imagine how cruel the world is. But now I realize time and time again, for Palestinians, nobody is talking about them. But when the people, the Australian, the British, who were working in the NGO, the American NGO, the World Kitchen, everybody was talking about them. But those people, because they are Palestinians, nobody is mentioning them. The other point is now they are trying to vaccinate children for polio. They want to tell the world that they are they still have some humanity. But it's not, because they are afraid that polio might infect the soldiers and the Israelis. That's why they want to vaccinate the Palestinian children. If you are really humans and you care, stop killing the children before you vaccinate them. I want to tell you, as Palestinians, we have 2 choices: to either accept the occupation and live as slaves, and that's, for us as Palestinians, this is impossible. Impossible. We prefer to die free. We cannot be enslaved to anybody.
The next speaker that I want to welcome to the stage is Helen Mahoney. Helen is a retired teacher and an activist in the Teachers Union of Ireland and a lifelong campaigner for human rights and social justice. So Helen is going to say a few words about our call for local and workplace actions to mark 1 year of Israel's genocide on genocide of Palestinians. Thank you.
Friends, comrades, we know that over 40,600 people have been murdered in Gaza, and of those, over 40% are children. More than 17,000 children have been murdered in Gaza. In this genocide, children have suffered more than in any war on record. Almost the entire population of Gaza has been forced to move, not once or twice, but time and time again. Children have been deprived of their homes, of shelter, of all security. They've lost parents, they've lost siblings, they've lost grandparents, they've lost entire families. And Zach has talked very powerfully about this, so I'm actually going to skip straight to the issue of what do we do? What do we do here in Ireland? Because we know the tragedy and the horror and the appalling suffering of people in Gaza. So what do we in Ireland do? Well, we keep marching and we keep campaigning, but we need to do more. Boycott, divestment and sanction is a really powerful tool, and it's a tool that's supported by the Irish trade union movement strongly. So let's bring it into our workplaces. Let's involve the workplaces. Let's boycott all companies that are complicit in apartheid and in genocide. Let's target HP. HP is a biometric identification system which is used on checkpoints to control the movement of Palestinians. It developed a specific software so that they could control the movement of children. That company supplies printers, computers, ink, toner and the rest of it right around this country, to schools, to hospitals, to the Dáil, to every part of the civil service as well as the private sector. So let's get rid of HP products. I'm not asking necessarily that we smash up the ones that are there, but we make sure that no new HP products are brought in. And very importantly, that contracts, because the big printers are on contract, that those contracts be ended. And that contracts for ink and toner, it may sound small, but it's important that they be ended immediately. So that's one thing we can do. Last Monday, Namibia refused to allow a cargo ship, the MV Patron, which was sailing under the flag of Portugal, to dock in Namibia. It was suspected of carrying arms and explosives destined for Israel. The Justice Minister of Namibia said that blocking the boat, and I quote, complies with our obligations not to support or to be complicit in Israeli war crimes against humanity, as well as its unlawful occupation of Palestine. The boat was blocked. In Ireland, what have we got? We've got a government that refuses to search US military planes going through Shannon. We have credible evidence that Israeli cargo planes are flying across our airspace carrying weapons. Simon Harris, what does he do? He's going to establish the facts. And how is he going to do it? The Department of Transport are going to ask the Israeli cargo company, did they do it? Yeah, that's like the way they ask the US military, have they arms on their ships? So it's time, we have to keep putting pressure on the government. But you know something, we have to do more. There's a group of people in this country that can stop the arms going through Shannon, and that's the Irish trade union movement and the workers in Shannon. Workers in Shannon have the right not to be complicit in genocide, and they have the responsibility not to be complicit in genocide. So the trade unions that represent workers in Shannon need to say to the airport authority, and they need to say to the government, no plane can go through this airport unless you can guarantee that it is not carrying arms to Israel. When we talk about risk, there's the risk of something happening, and there's the consequences if it happens. And if arms go through Shannon, then it is guaranteed that those arms will be put into the hands of the IDF and they will kill and maim Palestinian children, Palestinian men and women. That must not happen. So we stop our planes through Shannon. The Palestinian Trade Union in their May Day statement had one big call on the international workers movement, and it was to block the boats and block the planes carrying arms to to Israel. Block the boats, block the planes, no arms to Israel. And it's time that we answer that. For the children of Gaza, for the people of Gaza, we must follow the example of Namibia. We must stop arms through this country in every way. So we call on the trade union movement to do what Idaho did 40 years ago. Instruct the workers in Shannon not to take action. Instruct them to take action. No arms through Shannon. Thank you, everybody. Free Palestine.
The next speaker are performers that I'd like to welcome to the stage are Lean and Latif. They're a Cork-based musical duo. Lean is a Palestinian activist, a singer, an artist and a poet whose themes revolve around social justice, identity and belonging, and for whom singing and storytelling are an inherent part of her Palestinian identity. Latif is a Moroccan guitarist and a member of the Cork Palestine Solidarity Campaign, and he's also a BDS activist. Welcome Latif and welcome Lean.
energy and to do more. So on the 7th of September, we're going to offer Keir Starmer the exact opposite of whatever a warm welcome is.